Hello beautiful bodies and welcome. Today we're going to talk about back pain. We're going to address it head on, restoring flow and balance, reduce pain and prevent it from progressing into a more debilitating issue. So whether it's hours spent hunched over a desk, long drive, sports injuries or simply the wear and tear of daily life, back pain can seem inevitable, but it doesn't have to be. With the powerful tools of Qi Gong, Acupressure and food medicine, you can take charge of your health and alleviate the back pain naturally, non-invasively and effectively. Back pain is one of the most common reasons for missing work. It's also the second most common reason for visits to the doctor, and 80% of the population will experience back pain at some point in their lives. But not all back pain is caused by the same thing, and it also has slightly different symptoms and, as I said, causes. And I'm going to talk about 3 areas in Chinese medicine that explain why back pain happens and how we can treat it. Firstly, blood and qi stagnation. Qi is the body's energy, the life force that circulates throughout your body. It's not woo-woo or made up. You inhale oxygen and the breath. You also eat food. Both of these are transformed into energy in every single cell of your body so that your body can do its work. And in Chinese medicine, that energy is said to flow throughout a network of channels in the body called meridians. So just the same as you've got arteries and blood vessels, you also have meridians. And this qi stagnation, which left untreated, it can lead to blood stagnation, because where qi flows, blood goes. And if untreated, what starts as a dull ache can become a very sharp fixed pain. And this qi stagnation is often caused by poor posture. So see if this applies to you. Do you sit slouched or slumped in your office chair? Do you lie on your tummy in bed while working on a laptop or reading a book? Do you sit on your bed? Do you work on your bed? Do you stand on one leg more than the other? Or do you walk kind of hunched over without supporting the head or the trunk? Do you wash dishes or garden for a long time? If you use one or more of these postures, it is likely that you will experience back pain because the qi and the blood is not flowing. Lack of physical activity and movement throughout the range of postures of the body. If you don't move in the full way, you will cause more stress and pain to develop in your lower back. All of these can contribute to qi stagnation, where the energy is not flowing through the channels freely. Another cause of qi stagnation is the invasion of cold into the acupuncture channels, the acupressure channels that run up and down the spine. This is the bladder meridian running up and down the spine, starting in the inside corner of the eyes, going over the back of the head, down the back of the body, right to the outside of the feet and ending in the little toe. And sometimes cold can invade these channels and stop the qi from flowing up and down the spine. In Western medicine, we might know that as catching a cold. It can actually impact the whole immune system. And think of what happens when things get cold. What happens when water gets cold? It stops moving. It becomes like ice and it is stuck. That's the same as qi. When it gets really, really cold in the body, the qi can't move. So this cold can come from the outside, from external sources, such as the weather, poor living conditions, but it also comes internally from eating too much raw food or cold food or drink and not moving enough. This proper breath and proper movement will increase warmth and qi flow in the body. Where qi flows, blood flows. So if qi gets stuck, then so does the blood. And this stagnant blood circulation can be again caused by sedentary living, where we don't move around much or generate internal warmth. Also trauma and injury from car crashes, slipping, falling over, lifting heavy objects off the floor by bending your back can give rise to blood stagnation. Think about it. If you think about a bruise, if it takes a long time to go, that is blood stagnation, and blood stagnation causes pain. So if you've had trauma anywhere in the body and the pain is not moving, think about blood stagnation. Increase warmth, increase body movement. So let's get things flowing and encourage warmth and body movement. At the end of this podcast, I will attach a video, and that's going to demonstrate spinal cord breathing, where we are moving all of the meridian right through the whole spine and increasing warmth and movement. But let's also learn some acupressure to supercharge this Qi Gong. Bladder 23 and bladder 52 are really essential acupressure points for moving qi and moving blood up and down the meridians that are on the back. So let's find and use them together. First of all, put your hands on your hips. Well, your hips, you put your hands on your waist and just move the hands around the waist. This kind of twisting movement is really great for just beginning to open up those bladder 23 and bladder 52 points. And now turn your hands around. Your thumbs should be facing forwards, and where your middle fingers fall on that ridge of muscle either side of the spine will be bladder 23. Bladder 23. So my fingers roll around, find the spine, and then come an inch out and you'll find that ridge of muscle. Just press and hold. Remember, pressing an acupressure point isn't like pressing a button. Yourself, you're connecting with yourself. So it's as if you're holding your own hand. So press into here and take a belly breath. Exhale. We can rub. And now come out to bladder 52, which is an inch either side again. So you're kind of on the waist. You can rub around to the waist. Rub. So let's do them together. So rub the kidneys and press into bladder 23. And at the same time, I want you to focus on the sexual organs and the lower belly, just below the belly button. Exhale, and I want you to take your belly button as if it's trying to touch your fingers behind you. And relax. Exhale, squeeze the belly button right back to the spine. Push it right back to the spine and relax. Exhale, squeeze. And as you relax, I want you to imagine those points are being filled full of breath, full of qi, full of blood. Let's move out to bladder 52, which is just 1 inch either side of that. So I'm still on the back. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze. Squeeze the belly button back to the spine while pressing into those points and relax. And exhale. And relax. Rub the points. And with these points, what you absolutely don't want to do is let them get cold. Don't let the external cold in. Just the same as you wear a scarf around your neck to protect the points around your neck and shoulders, wear a scarf around the belly in the winter. Protect your kidneys, keep them warm. Use a hot water bottle. Yeah, increase the warmth so you stop the cold penetrating the channels either side of the spine, these bladder meridians, and you keep the qi and the blood flowing. So just even to open these up, rub the points and bring the hands to the lower belly. Using acupressure and Qi Gong together in Qi Flow with Joe help the Qi flow along the meridians. They complement each other, and together they're a powerful combination, intensifying and maximizing this energy flow to achieve the desirable outcome, which is less pain. More Qi and blood movement equals less pain. And when you've got less pain in the body, you feel better in the mind. So this Qi Gong and acupressure will work on the mind as well as the body, using these points coming back into the body, being in the present moment. So let's move now to the second cause of back pain and how we can use food medicine to help relieve the back pain. The lower back is the mansion of the kidneys, meaning that the lower back is closely related to, but not limited to, the health of the kidney energetic system, which governs the urinary function, the bones, the hormones, the glands, and the brain. We've already talked about the bladder going from over the back and through that kind of area that often suffers lower back pain. Bladder 23, bladder 52, we've already talked about that. And the bladder is the yang organ, which is governed by its yin counterpart, the kidney. So the kidney and the bladder work together to form the whole of the kidney energetic system. The kidneys relate to the water element in Chinese medicine. So imagine a river flowing unimpeded. Suddenly a tree falls and it stops the flow of the river, and all of the river begins to back up and go out, pushing the banks of the river outward. So this basic concept of exercising the meridians in Qi Gong and acupressure is to reopen the river, to create circulation so that the log lifts and normal flow is restored. We can do this with Qi Gong and acupressure, but within the 5-element system of Chinese medicine, which I lay out very clearly in all my books, especially the 2 main books, Good Food, Better Sex and Shiatsu and the Art of Conscious Cooking, we can address each of these meridian systems with food. Each of the organ and meridian system is represented by a different coloured food. So red for the heart, green for the liver, yellow-orange for the spleen, and white for the lungs. Blue-black coloured foods specifically correspond to the kidneys, which means that incorporating more blue-black food into the diet can support kidney energy health. And this in turn will support your lower back, increasing Qi and blood flow. Examples of black foods are black sesame seeds, black rice, black fungus, which is well, it is what it says on the tin. It's a type of mushroom that you can find in Asian markets, often dried. You can add it to soups, stews. I like to add it to stir fries. Black beans, you can find more recipes for those in my books. Black beans, seaweed. I'm a big believer in seaweed. I love my seaweed, eat it every day. Blueberries, and as I already said, the emperor, the king of rice, which is black rice. If you've got any lower back pain, any of the following symptoms, this would be telling me that you'd got weak kidneys. So any weak kidney symptoms, try incorporating more of the blue-black foods into your diet. So, do you suffer with regular dizziness or tinnitus, frequent UTIs, frequent soreness and pain in the lower back and the knees, premature ejaculation for men, period problems for women? That means either not much blood, lots of painful periods or heavy periods. Insomnia, a dry mouth and throat, frequent hot flushes, especially while you're sleeping, or kidney stones. If you suffer any of those, it'd be telling me that you have kidney weakness and you need to support the kidney energetic system. And by doing that, you will alleviate and help to reduce your back pain. And just as we have a colour for each of the organs, we equally have a flavour. And the salty flavour is associated with the kidneys. So make sure you keep hydrated, because the opposite of salt is water. So make sure you stay hydrated and take good quality salt in your diet, and seaweed. All of that is packed full of minerals such as calcium, magnesium, manganese and zinc, all brilliant to help the muscles, the ligaments and the tendons relax, easing your back pain. Additionally, walnuts, cashew nuts, chestnuts, my favourite, and goji berries are beneficial for kidney nourishment. I'll put a link into this podcast and you can also find it in the bio. I've put a special tea which has red dates and goji berries, and which will support the immune system and the kidney and the spleen meridian system. The goji berries and the ginger are two ingredients that really encourage blood flow and reduce blood and qi stagnation. Another tea that I would really recommend making if you suffer with back pain is barley water. It's so good that I put it in both of my books, and you can find it in the blogs on my website. Barley water. It has a slightly salty flavour, so again, it really benefits the kidneys. I also like to recommend kukicha tea. Kukicha tea, sometimes known as bancha twig tea, really supports the kidneys. What can weaken the kidneys is too much coffee. Coffee, as you know, if you've drunk it, it's a diuretic, but also it's stimulating us to go, 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 when really the kidneys want to rest and relax. So this kukicha tea is made from the same plant as green tea and black tea, but the twigs and the stems are roasted. It gives a really wonderful, nutty, creamy flavour, and I would really recommend drinking that. It has all the benefits and properties of green tea, but not containing the same theanine or caffeine. It's a really alkalizing drink, so it can strengthen the bones, strengthen the kidneys, and it neutralizes the acidity and the tannins, which can really affect the digestion of grains and vegetables. So this really helps support your kidneys and your whole digestive system. This kukicha tea is rich in vitamins and minerals. It has a high calcium content. A cup of kukicha tea contains up to 13 times more calcium than a glass of milk. So if you're a real coffee lover, coffee will also tend to weaken the bones, weakening the kidney system. So try swapping that out for some kukicha tea. In your daily life, there are several important practices to consider for nurturing and invigorating the kidneys. And these tips should not be underestimated, particularly if you're a woman, because as we age, the hormonal changes are managed by the kidney energy system. Keeping the back, as I've said, the back warm and the feet warm is crucial for ensuring kidney meridian health. There are 3 kidney acupressure points on the feet, and they will really help with kidney back pain and kidney meridian nourishment. So kidney 1 you can find right in the center of the foot. That is called bubbling spring. Kidney 3 is behind the ankle bone, in between the ankle bone and the Achilles tendon. And bladder 60 is on the other side. So if you find that you're suffering with incontinence, this is a really good massage to do. Bladder 60 and kidney 3. But bladder 60 is really a good command point for the lower back. So keeping these points warm is really, really important. So pop your socks on, so don't go around getting these points really cold. And the other thing to use is ginger. Make yourself a ginger foot bath. Grate some of this into some hot water, put it in a bowl, and just steep your feet in it. That will really warm up kidney 1, kidney 3 and bladder 60. It will also really help you sleep. Lastly, one thing that's often missed when treating back pain is intestinal inflammation. And again, this intestinal inflammation is caused by qi and blood stagnation. But problems in the front of the body can create pain in the back of the body. And that's because the nerves of your bowels and intestines run through the lower part of the spine. When your digestive system is experiencing problems, such as bloating due to qi or blood stagnation, poor digestion, there is an obvious back discomfort. Obvious example of this would be period pain, where the uterus is contracting, the womb lining is shedding, and the blood is leaving the body. But if there's blood stagnation or there's not enough qi to move the blood, then you get pain. And where does often that pain go to? It goes to the lower back. Overlying the muscle layers of the abdominal wall are two layers of fatty tissue, and these form the subcutaneous tissue. These tissues make up the superficial fascia of the abdominal wall. You have to treat the fascia if you're going to treat back pain. And fascia is a continuous web of connective tissue that surrounds and supports all the muscles, the organs, and all the structures in the body. It's kind of like a gel-like substance, but it can become tight and hard due to injury, poor posture, or lack of movement. And this kind of hard, stiff fascia restricts your mobility. Qi Gong especially works on softening and lengthening the fascia, making it more pliable. These I'll give you an example, counter rotation combined with internal breath pressure has an effect akin to like wringing out a towel. So imagine wringing out around the spine. That's what the Qi Gong does. We have these counter rotational twists that really hydrate and move the fascia, which helps all of the lower area. The Dragon Qi Gong we are going to practice in March and other forms of Qi Gong provide a deep twist and a stretch for the spine, helping to release the tension and improve mobility, elongating and stretching the fascia. It also stimulates the kidney meridian, enhancing the flow of qi and the flow of blood, which I've said many times now are essential for relieving pain and promoting overall kidney health. These exercises, these acupressure points, and food medicine enhance the blood flow and the qi circulation, delivering more oxygen and nutrients to the fascia, the muscles, and promoting healing by reducing pain. Regular practice improves your flexibility, which can prevent further injuries and pain. You don't have to suffer in silence or rely solely on pain medication. Take a responsibility for your health with Qi Flow with Joe. It's a holistic approach that integrates movement, acupressure, and food medicine. And with a daily practice, you'll not only relieve your back pain, but you will transform your energy, your emotional well-being, and your overall vitality. My books offer a deeper dive into the 5-element system, empowering you with knowledge to create balance and harmony in your life. Let's get moving, healing, and flowing together. So I'm going to demonstrate for you a variation on spinal cord breathing, and this will also open and close the gates. So the points I want you to focus on are large intestine 4, which if you bring your thumb together with your index finger, you find the top of the mountain, and that's large intestine 4, removing any obstructions from the bowel. And triple heater 5, 3 fingers. From the crease of the wrist, you'll find a groove in between the tendons and the bones, and this is triple heater 5, and this is known as the outer gate, really good for balancing body temperature and also expelling viruses from the inside of the body to the out. Okay, so the action will be this. So as we're doing that, kind of keep a kind of sensation on those points. So I want you to activate those points before we begin the move. And on the inner gates, when we open the arms up, what I want you to do is focus on 3 fingers from the inside of the wrist, and that's Heart Protector 6. And this is known as the inner gate. Really good for balancing if you're feeling nauseous or really unsteady. It's actually called balance in an unsteady world. And I also want you to focus on the Lao Gong point, which if you bring your middle finger down, you'll press into here and you'll find that Lao Gong point. Okay, so the movement is very simple. We're going to open up, and we're going to open up the elbows, and we're going to slightly tip the hips forwards, very slightly, but really the opening of the gates is going to happen with the sternum coming out through the heart protector to the Lao Gong point. And then as we exhale, rounding the spine, bringing the 2 large intestines together and the 2 triple heaters together, and the chin is going to drop almost as if I'm looking at the pubic bone. And I'm going to inhale, push forwards. I mean, really, the action, I'm not pushing back. You don't push anything in Qigong. I'm opening and closing. Opening the gates and closing the gates. And if I was to demonstrate it sitting down, because this is just as easy to do sitting down, the only difference is, as when I come back, I'm really going to anchor in with the pubic bone and with the soles of the feet. So I'm really anchored in as I come back, because you can see that as I come back, my legs want to come up. So I'm really going to press into the soles of the feet. Inhaling, opening the gates, pushing into the feet. Exhale, round the back. Even if you're sitting down, you can round the back, looking at the pubic bone. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Don't bring tension to the body. Just nice and open and close. Round through the back, looking at the pubic bone. And last time, open the gates and close. Bring it back into the heart and down to the lower dantian. Always down to the lower dantian. Gather it and store it back down to the lower dantian. Have a beautiful, beautiful Qi-filled day.